questions. So we are discussing about many things and some supporting things regarding engineering and design. So I hope you can understand what exactly this engineering and design stands for. Any type of the design, if you are doing, it needs some good observation. It needs some validation that we are going to discuss in this particular session. What is the need of observation in detail? And the next thing is why we need evaluation, right? So before going to discuss about these things, uh, from your point of view, can you tell me what actually the observation stands for? Can I get some response? So the question is, what exactly the observation stands for? What do you think about observation?
So to notice what they are doing.
To notice. Okay, good. Then anything else? Because in laboratory exercises and all, you are having a note called observation. Am I right? So any type of the laboratories, I think in the schoolings also you might be having some laboratory exercises. There you are having observation as well as record. Am I right? The two notes are there, or you are having single notes?
The two notes.
Okay, very good. So you are following this Indian traditional that we are following every places. So there is one note, it will be observation, and another one it will be record. Can you tell me what is the difference between that? Then that will give us a very good insights. Any difference? No. Whatever you are writing in the observation, you are copying the same to record. Am I right? Or anything different?
Yes, sir. Same one.
Same. Otherwise, somebody may previously I asked the same questions to seniors. They told, sir, on the observation we will write not much neat, but record we will write neatly. That is the difference. Right. So these are the answers I got. There is no much difference between the observation and record. Well, listen, but I want to tell you there is a huge difference between this observation and record. So if you're taking an observation, means observing. So for example, I will tell you machines laboratory. If you are going to the machines lab and you are going to do an experiment in a DC machine, right? Let's say there are many type of machines are there. Say shunt machines or series motors are there. Say shunt motor. So there will be some inputs given actually, right, from the manual. Lab manual will be available. It will be shared to students. So they are having one circuit diagram, and they will give inputs. How they will give inputs means that depends upon the voltage, or you can give the full voltage. In Indian standard, it will be 230 volt if it is a single phase. Maybe DC also will get the similar manner. So 230 volt DC given to the DC shunt motor, and then what the manual says, just you keep on adding the load. While adding the load, what will be the variation of current, voltage, other things, etc. Right? So what people will do means the same thing they will say, they will do it and write all the readings in the observation, and they will copy the same in the record. But we are not supposed to do like that, right? The actual thing in the observation is that even though the manual may give you the guidelines how to do, but you are the person who are doing this experiment, then what exactly you have to do means you need to change some parameters. Oh, you are giving 230, yeah. So now you change the input. Input you give 100. And now you experience, now you observe what actually you will get. But you can get some guidance from the faculty members or instructors here. And you will get some different values. Right? Instead of 230, if you are giving 100 different values. And in the 230, if you keep on loading, even the motor will run. Whether if you are giving 100 volts and if you are keep on loading, whether the motor will run or not. And it depends upon the voltage, how much the speed of the motors will be. Right, smaller speed, the motor will be smaller voltage. The motor will be having less RPM. I think RPM means, I think you might be knowing that revolution per minute. For if you are giving more voltage, whether the RPM will be much higher. So that and all we can measure. That and all we can observe. It is not mandate that if you, something it is happening, something it is given in the manual should be taken into account. It is not like that. That manual actually will give you the guidelines. This is the thing you have to do like that. But absorbing in the sense, you will do so many things, and sometimes you will get some error results also. So you may not get some good results, and very few cases you will get some excellent efficiency. For example, through these connections, they will ask you to check the efficiency of the motor. So you are going to check the efficiency of the DC motor. So they may give manual, it was optimized already because manufacturers, they know that at which time it will give the maximum efficiency. It depends on that manual was prepared. But you can check throughout, right, from 0 to 100 percentage of the input, what exactly the output. So efficiency means output divided by input, am I right? So whatever the output and how much input if you are giving depends on that you will get the efficiency. For the motor in the sense, the input will be the electrical energy, right? And the output will be the mechanical energy, the speed. Right, so depends upon the input whether you are getting the same output or not. 100% it is not possible. There will be some losses, right? So according to the law of conservation of energy, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can be transferred. See here, electrical energy is the transfer to mechanical energy, but not all 100%. And even the energy cannot be destroyed, right? According to the law of conservation of energy. But it will be having some losses. If you are touching the machines, it will be having some heat. Therefore, what some electrical energy, if you are giving, it was converted into heat, right? And some most of the energy it was converted into mechanical, it will be speed. So all those things you can do it in the observation. So observation means you should have, definitely you should have some errors, you should have some wrong readings, right? Any blunder readings, if you are taking, all are acceptable in the observation. That is what the observation stands for. And from doing all those things in the laboratories, you know that some readings are very good, and that readings, especially it is giving good efficient outputs for the particular machine. That will be recorded. I hope you can understand. See, you can do many things in the laboratories and the observation, and very few things you can say that yes, this particular readings will give you the good efficiency. This machine is running efficiently in this particular mode or in this particular inputs. Right? That will be recorded. So that we call it as it should be recorded. So this is not simply a draft, the observation, and it was maintained as a fair copy as a record. It is not like that. Observation means you should have so many trial and errors, right? And you should get some good readings, bad readings, worst readings, and excellent readings, etc. Right, from that some readings you can record, that is some excellent readings you can record it, right? That's why we call it as record. I hope you can understand the difference between the record as well as observation. All right. So the design also like that. So observing means you have to do many trial and errors, right, while seeing the actual scenario, right. So just I will show you one particular slide so that you can understand. So just I'm sharing my screen. You can check the variations. What actually happened, right? While improving the products from one scale to the next. I hope you are able to see this, right? Can you tell me what is actually the modification it was happened here? Can I get some response?
Sir,
So happiness, happiness.
Yes, there is the improvement. That's what it was noted here. And where the improvements are there, it was given below the diagram, not diagram, below this figure you can see that. And can you tell me any other methods there to do some modifications? So it is fourth level, whether you can take it to the fifth level, sixth level, etc., to do some improvements in the function or in the strength or in the durability, effectiveness, economy, comfort, ergonomics, aesthetics. I think most of the words you might be knowing the meaning, right? Function means how exactly it will function. The strength means how rigid it will be, how much it is able to withstand. Durability, that is how much years it will come, whether it will come for many years or it will get damaged. Then effectiveness, how effective it will perform, right? And economy, whether you need to spend more on that to buy these things or we need to spend very less. Then comfort, if you are fixing, if it is very comfortable to drive or it is having some problems, and aesthetics, it should be looking beautiful, right. So these are the important functions they are looking for the tires, right. You can see the first one, the first diagram, you can see that it is like it was identified first. And can you tell me what are the drawbacks in the first wheel? Can you tell me some drawbacks in the first wheel?
sir, due
Whether it will,
large size,
yes, yeah, yeah, it will be much weight. Okay, it is
weight
not.
and also to drive, sir.
Yes, ma, I couldn't get you.
Sir, difficult to drive also, sir.
Yes, it is very difficult to drive. Then, so the functioning, the thing, the first thing, it will be lagging here, right? What will be the strength of for this first one? The strength will be very good, am I right? If it is a very good material, very good wood, means, for example, teak wood or some other wood, then it will be very strong. And if it is coming for many years, means I can say it will come for many years, the first one. But effectiveness, as I told, yes, that will be not good. Right, you can't fix it in a bicycle or you can't fix it in nowadays. If I am giving this wheel, right, the made by wood, right, so people will not accept. So it is not easy. And economy, it is not much economy, right? If you are fixing a very good wood material, then the cost will be very high, right? And then if you are thinking it is looking beautiful, no, it is not looking beautiful, especially while you are taking to the automobile sections. But you can keep it in the museum, then it will be looking beautiful. Right, I think the first thing will be like that. Can you tell me what is the modification they made it the second wheel? From the first, what is the modification they made it?
So the size and thickness.
Okay, the size and thickness, they are going for a bigger circumference, it will be easy. The thickness, yes, that is a very important thing, right? You pointed out it was heavy, the first one. The second one, it is not much heavy, right? When compared to the first, the second one is very good, right? In terms of heavy, and you are having. um many slots, right? So instead of having fully covered, so it will be having some slots and it was connected properly, so that it will be good. So these are the some advantages when compared to the previous one. So what are the disadvantages here? So while we are rotating this, it may create a large, bigger amount of friction, right? Why? Because it will be much harder, and it is not having the shock absorbing capacities and are not having, right? If it is a rubber, it is having some good capacity, so that it will, if any small stones or other things are there, it will not take your system away. I hope this type of wheels you've seen in bullock carts. How many of you seen bullock carts? So in your generation, people are not using. Anybody seen bullock
Yes, sir.
carts? Okay, still people are using this type of wheels there in bullock carts, right? And it will be very difficult for the bulls to ride that. Still, people are using, and some especially in village places. There are some improvements, right? What is the modification they did? When compared to the second one, what is the advantage of the third one? No advantage. So the second one is the best one. The wheel of bullock carts, it will be very good. So we can use that for all our automobiles.
Also, the second one will be used only in bullock cart, but third one we can use the automobile.
Yeah, third one we can use it in automobiles, starting from bicycles and everywhere now. Nowadays, people are using this type of wheels, right? So it will be good. So the functioning, it will be very very good when compared to the second one. And what will be the strength? Strength is also good, but it depends upon the make. It depends upon which type of the alloys they are using there, right? Some places, if there is no hard ions are used, then it will be a big problem, right? So that it depends upon the make. It will be the wheels will be. And the next thing is it is having the fourth one. Can you tell me what is the difference in the fourth one? Fourth one, it is having very good teeth, the outside, and it will be very rigid, and it is easy to stop. So many advantages are there. And nowadays, the fifth one, it was not mentioned. So all those things, the third and fourth, you are having tubes. Nowadays, it is coming without tubes also. There are many advantages. Like some important thing I want to tell you, right? While it is coming from this wooden wheels to the latest one, the tubeless wheels now. How people are able to do this? Because of the observation, right? First of all, the people while they identify the wheels, right? They identified because they are the very good scientists. The people, those who are there in the Stone Age, I can say they are the good scientists actually. And they decided something it will be in the circular, right? Something it will be in circle, then it will be very easy to rotate. They thought like that, and they identify the first one. Since they identify the first one, it was modified and it was come to this much things. right? But the invention was made many decades before, right? At the time they invented the wheels, right? The mechanical engineering starts, we can say that. So that will be the origin. So afterwards, they observed people. They start observing that is how it is performing. What is the difficulty there? Whether we want to make it as less heavy when compared to the previous one. So what are the modifications we can do? So every observation, they are coming with some conclusion and they are doing modification. Do you think everything is over now? No, still people are doing modification, right? The fourth one is not over. Then it comes to the fifth one. It is tubeless tires. Then the fifth one, it will not be over. Just you can imagine people, those people they are observing what they can do it. So instead of using rubber, whether we can use some other materials, whether we can use the mixture of any materials, right? How the performance will be. So nowadays, all those things are happening because of observation. If you keep on observing the things by doing some experimentation, you will get a very good results, better results, right? So this is the important thing we need to understand in terms of design, right? While you are going to design, the first thing is you need to observe carefully. That is the existing thing, how it is performing, how it is functioning. So you should you should note some important points here. The not only the function, not only the strength, that is how much duration it will come. Nowadays, people, those who are giving 10 years warranty, 5 years warranty means whether it will come up to 5 years, whether it will come up to 10 years, whether we are able to give the warranty period for 20 years, then people will buy, right? If I'm manufacturing and I'm telling that that is you can use it for car tires. I'm telling that you can use it for 10,000 kilometers. There is no problem. I am giving assurance. So up to 10,000, if I am able to give the warranty for that, right? Then people will buy. So that is the important. The durability is very important. Nowadays people are making things much compact. It is good only. They most of the people they like instead of the heavy things. Those who made it previously, but now they made it as a very simple thing and they compact thing. But the durability matters. Previously, I know that people those were having these mobile phones and all. They used to keep for 10 years or 15 years a single mobile phone. If now I am asking you, you can, most of you people are telling that you are using the mobile phones for up to 1 year, or 2 year, 1 year, 2 years, that's all. So people, they keep on moving, right? It is not simply because of the warranty period, because of the advancements are there. So like that, so every places there will be modifications, there will be durability. And some more example I want to tell you. That is, it was happened to dismantle. Dismantle means to take the old fan. It was in my native. I asked my father. He told that it was bought in the year of 1960s, 1960 or 65 like that. He told. So now also the fan is running properly, right? Some problems in the bearings. So I made it. That is while I am taking that fan, the weight of the fan, the heaviness, that will be much higher when compared to what are the fans nowadays we are buying in the markets and buying in the stores, right? That much heavy, that much rigid. People they build like that, right? But nowadays, it was just imagine if it is at 65 or 70 like that. So it is coming more than 50 years, right? A fan, it's working properly, right? But nowadays, what are the manufacturers? Whether they can give this much of warranty? Previously, people they didn't warranty still some of the equipments. It came for 40 years, 50 years without any problems. But nowadays, it is not coming for more than 5 years. Also, people keep on changing the electronic systems. People keep on changing the other things like electrical equipments like fans, motors, etc. Why? The important thing is there will be a marketing strategy behind that. And apart from that, the durability, the important thing is missing there. Right? So, if you are a perfect designer, then you should take care about the durability also. Right. So I asked one marketing fellow, see, you are using nowadays you are not at all using the copper alloy, you are using the aluminum alloy. She simply he answered, then only you will buy another 2 years, you will buy new one. Right. So there is a marketing strategy behind that because they want to sell the equipment. They want to sell this type of devices every year, every 2 years. They're having a big targets. So what they do means, so they will make it very attractive. So nowadays people, they're not looking about the effectiveness, but they're looking about these things, especially the comfort, ergonomics, and aesthetics. How safety it will be, how comfortable it will be, how beautiful it will be. So then immediately they will start buying. Right, but the engineers should take care. Not only this aesthetic, comfort, ergonomics. Anyway, it will be helpful for marketing. There is no doubts. But very important thing is the first three or four, first 4 points. That is very important. The functioning, strength, durability, and effectiveness. You should not compromise in all those things. Right? Then it will be valued much in the markets, right? Not only for years, it will be for decades, right? So this is the important thing I want to tell you in terms of observation, right? Observation makes an excellent product. Observation makes an excellent records, right? Observation makes an excellent modifications. Observation make the things more effective. So these are the things from my end. Right now, you can ask any doubts you are having in this observation so that we can discuss furthermore. So I hope you understood what is the importance of observation. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I want to ask you some questions about some of the products you are having in warehouse. All your houses you are having fan. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
All your houses you are having fan. Since you are electrical, you are going to be electrical graduates, I am asking some questions related to these electrical equipments. If you are not telling the answers, no problem, right? I will tell you the answers, but you try. If the fan is running much slower, do you know what is the reason behind that? Even though you are giving full voltage is there, see, the full voltage is there in Indian standard, it will be 230 voltage. So 230 voltage, 50 hertz frequency, it is there for AC because all the motors were using their AC. So the fan, you are giving the supply 230 volt 50 hertz, no problem. You are giving full supply and the regulator is also in the full previous, that is 1 2 3 4 5 will be there, no? So it will be at the fifth mode, you can see the full speed. Still the fan is rotating very slowly. Do you know why?
Sir, because RPM of fan design is very less, sir.
No, previously while you were buying that fan, it was running full speed, right? It will be like 3000 RPM it run much faster. But after some 6 months, it is running only some 100 RPM very slowly, right? Even though you are giving the full voltage for the frequency, there is no change, but the fan is running very slowly. Do you know why?
The material use is not efficient, sir.
The material is not efficient.
So
Okay.
the
It's
condenser is repaired.
Yeah, yes, another thing is condenser reverting. Right, if it is like that, what you will do? You will ask the electricians to repair or no? If it is running slowly, whether you experience, I don't think you might not experience these much things. So if you are experiencing these things, whether your parents call electricians, no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So electricians they will come and they will see that anything wrong, and if every fan at least minimum they will take 100 rupees from you, right? So and they will make it ready. But most probably, I think he pointed out the problem is because of the capacitor. Actually, in the fans, this thing will happen, right? That will be it will be happen because of the failure of capacitors. Because the motors, it will come for whatever the AC motors. We are using single phase induction motors there. This induction motor, it will come for 20 years, 25 years, no problem. Right? Even though if you're having some fluctuations also, it is having the power to tolerate. Right? Therefore, these induction motors, it will come for many years. There won't be any fault. Most probably, I'm telling. Right? More than 99 percentage, the fault, it won't be because of the motors. Motor, it will work properly, right? In most any type of the motors, if you are checking to load properly. But most probably the problem arises because of this starting capacitors. There are one starting capacitor, running capacitor will be there. And normal electrician they will call it as condensers, but we are engineers, we should call it as capacitors, right? Because of that capacitors, it may not run in the full speed, right? Then what we can do means just you have to go to one hardware's or electrical shop nearby. Then you need to pay 20 or 25 rupees the price of the condenser, right? You buy that 25 rupees condenser. Just you put a table or stool and you can that is the uh, there is a condenser there. Do you know that is above that head? That is above the motor. There will be a condenser or capacitor. It will be a cylindrical structure. It will be connected with the two ways. Just you take out and fix it. Right? You can with the 25 rupees or now some places it will be 30 rupees also. 25 rupees or 30 rupees you can fix it. Right? So if you are doing these small things in our houses, if the fans are not running properly, right, you can experience something, right? So you don't want to call electricians anymore. You need to know these things, right? Anyway, I will tell you how to do all those things if you are coming to the institutions. So practically, we can see those things. But you should know all those things. Any electrical engineers are there, those who are electrical students are there in any houses. I will say like that. Don't call any electricians. So this type of the problems you can address it. You can do it. You can solve it, right? So that's why I asked. Right, others also given some answers like it may be because of problems in machines. Yes, there will be a possibility of problems in machines. That will be less than 1%, but 99%. The fan is not running properly means it will be the problem of the capacitors. Right, you can change the capacitor. It costs around 25 rupees. Right, so that is the one thing. And similarly, if you are having mixers, grinders, if it is not working in your house, also you can make it work, right? So that will be also very easy, right? While you are coming to the campus, we can see how we can repair it. It will be very easy. Small induction machines are there, and just you can open it. If you are having proper tools, you can open it and you can see that any problems in the windings or sometimes what happen especially in mixers, you're calling it as mixes, grinders, etc., right? Mixers and grinders, what actually happen, these in the kitchen they're using so many liquids, fluids, waters, etc., no, then it will enter inside. So while it is entering inside, if it is very near to the coil, then the coil get burns. So that is the most of the problem arises in the mixers, grinders, etc. Then what they do means our parents, okay, it is not at all working. Then immediately they will throw it to throw it as a scrap, right? But we don't want to do like that. You can open it if something damaged parts are there, damaged equipments are there in your houses. What you do means just you open it and you can take that. It says there will be a winding, right? So that is the very important part, and you can see the winding. It will be like a which color, bronze color it will be, right? So you can see it is like bronze color or it is like a black color. If it is black, then you need to change it. And if you are giving to the persons those who are grinding, and they may ask some 50 rupees for the mixers and the grinders, it will be 100 rupees. So within that you can make it, right? You can otherwise you can replace that also, right? Maybe some 150 rupees like that, you can replace it 150 or 200 rupees. You don't want to spend more than 200 rupees to replace or to repair all those things, right? So it will be very easy if you're having some tools, but you should be very careful while you are opening and all. It should not be plugged, right? It should be taken away from that. Then you can see all those things, right? So since we are coming to the electrical engineering, just I'm sharing all those things. Right. So if you are starting doing all those things, then people, then your parents also, they may think that yes, you are practicing something, right, as a good engineering sense. Right. So this is something I want to share you, especially during the lockdown. You can do all those things. Okay, ma, anything else, any doubts if you are having, you can ask me. Okay, if you are not having any doubts, you can leave the session. No, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.